And a warm welcome back to TVB News. German Chancellor Angela Merkel suffered a political blow over the weekend as her Christian Democratic Party lost ground in a state election. The result cast doubt on whether Merkel will seek a fourth term as Chancellor next year.
It's not just Hong Kong which has been busy holding elections. In Germany, voters have also been casting their ballots. Yesterday, a state election was held for the legislature in Mecklenburg-Western Pomerania. It's a region which has been a traditional stronghold for German Chancellor Angela Merkel and her Christian Democrats. But this year, a right-wing anti-immigration party had the upper hand. The three-year-old Alternative for Germany, or AfD, won 20.8% of the votes in the election, while Merkel's Christian Democrats polled 19%, their worst result yet in the state. The centre-left Social Democrats, who led the outgoing state government in a coalition with the Conservatives, remain the strongest party with 30.6% support. The result is potentially significant because the state is where Merkel has her parliamentary constituency. Sunday's regional vote was the first of 5 before a national election expected next September. AfD leaders celebrated their success and hailed the result as the beginning of the end for Merkel. Merkel's refugee policies were a prominent issue in the campaign for Sunday's election, which came a year to the day after her decision to let in migrants. Germany registered more than 1 million people as asylum seekers last year. But the policy set off a wave of unease around Germany, with some worried about the potential impact from settling so many refugees from Syria, Iraq and other war-torn places. Sunday's result could make it more difficult for Merkel to bury a festering dispute with the Christian Social Union, the Bavarian arm of her conservative bloc, which has long criticised her open-door policy towards migrants. Merkel has yet to say whether she will seek a fourth term next year, although many expect her to.
Staying in Europe now, and at least 13,000 people attended a rally in Paris to protest against a crime wave targeting the Chinese community in France. Crowds called for an end to violence against the Asian community after the beating death of a Chinese tailor called new attention to ethnic tensions in Paris. Paris police admit attacks on Chinese, Korean and Japanese tourists are frequent in the French capital. Robbers believe they carry large sums of cash and their suitcases are stuffed with luxury goods. Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo travelled to Beijing in May to reassure Chinese authorities that Paris had taken measures to beef up security.
Chaos erupted when religion and politics collided in Israel. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is being blamed for triggering a transportation nightmare that affected 90,000 commuters in the name of honoring the Jewish Sabbath. Bowing to demands by ultra-Orthodox partners in the governing coalition, Netanyahu suspended routine maintenance on 17 out of 20 rail projects scheduled for Saturday. He did it to honor the Jewish Sabbath when work is forbidden. The problem is, a section of the track near Tel Aviv had been dismantled for repairs on Friday. By canceling work on Saturday, thousands of Israeli commuters were left stranded on Sunday, including soldiers heading back to base. The predicament triggered a chaotic mad dash to get to work amid massive traffic jams and canceled train service along one of the country's busiest routes. The government dispatched buses for 90,000 affected commuters who were downright disgusted. Netanyahu was majorly criticized for his bad decision-making that led to the transportation snarl-up. But he turned right around and blamed it on this man, Transportation Minister Yisrael Katz. Netanyahu insists Katz purposely created this crisis over a power struggle. Their relationship tanked last month. That's when Katz, as chairman of the Likud party secretariat, held a vote to strip certain powers from Netanyahu in a move to prevent him from appointing supporters to party positions. An angry Netanyahu admonished ministers at a weekly cabinet meeting. He told them, "You're appointed to resolve problems, not create them." There is word Katz will be fired as a result. Meantime, members of the opposition plan to call a special committee session to scrutinize Netanyahu's decision. 2 people died and 79 others were rescued when a tall ship capsized off the Turkish coast on Saturday. The tragedy struck near the Antalya Resort. That's a popular tourist destination in southern Turkey. Search and rescue operations on Sunday recovered the bodies of a Turkish woman and a Lebanese man. Local and foreign tourists were aboard the Kurt Sea when it capsized in heavy rain and high winds. All right, what do you have for us in sports today,
We have
Tony?
exciting action from Flushing Meadows in New York. Let's talk all about it. At the US Open, former champion Rafael Nadal lost a 5-set thriller to France's Lucas Pouille. For the first time in almost 70 years, 3 Frenchmen have advanced to the quarterfinals of a Grand Slam tournament. Here's James Wong.
The 22-year-old Frenchman was